one more session from the LinkedIn community, giving us an update on what they've been doing with extending the DataHub UI. So Abu, I will pass it over to you.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Okay, so this is just going to be a quick intro for me, and I'll hand things back over to Abu. So really exciting things happening on the open source side of things. We're going to tell you a little bit about some exciting developments happening on the LinkedIn side. Who am I? My name is Josh Chinevere. If you've heard of me or you recognize my Zoom background, it probably had something to do with knowledge graphs. If you want to know more about why I'm excited about DataHub and what brought me here, I'd be happy to chat with you on Slack. But yeah, we got just 10 minutes. I'm going to hand things right back over to Abu, and then I'll be back at the end to tell you a little bit about kind of vision and goals.
Yes,
sure. Abu.
Okay. Hey everyone, my name is Abu. I'm a UI architect from LinkedIn. So you guys know, like DataHub is an internal project we incubated in LinkedIn, and we open source that to the community. But for the past couple of years, we're still maintaining our internal version because like we still have internal ask or requirement. So both applications share a lot of similar features, but it goes a different direction. So I think for open source DataHub is still focused on the metadata catalog and the entity and onboarding part. Internal DataHub, we shift our direction to be more metadata actionable platform. So under that context, we continue evolving our platform, and we got a lot of asks, say, hey, can we extend our model? Or, hey, can I add a new tab in the dataset page? Or can I integrate the DataHub to our internal workflow and provide a seamless experience? So we are thinking like, what is the next generation of DataHub will be? So under the context, we are thinking is maybe you can shift the DataHub from a product to a platform and enable the whole extensibility and the scalability. So one thing we introduced to a new DataHub is Micro-Frontend Architecture. So Micro-Frontend Architecture is a design principle, design philosophy to bring the multiple teams and application together and provide one seamless UI to our end user. So you can see like at the right side, it shows the evaluation of macro frontend. So like from the monolithics to microservices to the macro frontend and the microservices. So this enables a UI. The first one, it enables a UI extension. So extension can happen in the application level, it can happen in the page level, even in the component level. So shortly I will demonstrate this part. And the second one is that it can provide a seamless integration to other applications. So we're going to leverage the deep link and also the component reuse to make the experience better. Third one, I believe most of us has been through the application refactoring or application upgrade. And you guys know, like before you have a full feature parity, you are not able to release that application. But with the micro frontend, actually you can release your application page by page or feature by feature, or even you can target your a new feature to a certain group of people. And last not least is to enable the cross-application component reuse. It is really tricky in the UI development work. Like, hey, I want to reuse some component from another application. It is really tricky, and especially when it's become the functional components, means like it connects to the backend or connects to APIs, it's even harder. But with the micro frontend, it enable the whole magic. So today I'm going to use like one demo to showcase all the capability. So this demo is to showcase how we migrate from the Ember to React. And the basic, I just draw like a very simple diagram. So the basic principle is like the yellow box is the new application we are building. At the same time, we also host our existing Ember app, and based on the different route or based on the different criteria, we route the traffic to the data to the new application, and we can turn on and off that anytime we would like. Another part is we don't want to reinvent the wheel, and there are a lot of great innovation happening in the open source side. So we are thinking like, hey, can we reuse any things from the open source side and use that internally? So this also will demonstrate how this can happen and That's really great. So I will switch to the demo. So here, so this is our previous DataHub application. You can see we have it's built by Ember, and this is all the good UI. And the one thing we like to show, like, so let's see, we want to switch the data set to a new UI. So like from the previous application, I go to the data set page, it will switch to the new page. And the two things on this page is really cool. One is if you look at this section, it doesn't look familiar. So this is a component we reuse from the open source side. And the cool part is we host the open source DataHub internally and expose the component directly to the UI. So it's happening in the browser side. It doesn't go through the whole pipeline or like the whole like an NPM route. So anytime we update the open source, it will automatically upgrade over the new application. Another one is like, as I mentioned, like you can seamlessly integrate to another data management lifecycle. So like, I want to go from the catalog to reporting, or I want to go to the experiment. I can directly go to that, and also it still carry all the context to the new application. So this is the really cool part. And as I mentioned, like a component reuse, this can come from the open source data hub, but also it can come from the other application. So let's say if some certain team want to extend this data set, and they can still build the application and register to the data hub and expand that. So that is a really cool part. Another one is so this is our traditional profile page. And let's say tomorrow we want to switch that to a new page. Literally, you just need to do one line of change. So let's see, I change my routing and it come to this page. Then it will go to the new application. And then let's see if one day we try to, hey, the full application is ready, we're ready to switch over, like flip the switch. So another one line of change, then boom, we go to the new application. It's really easy switch. All right, so that's all for the demo. Back to you, Joshua. Yeah.
Unmute. Thanks a lot, Abu. You flip to the next, the last slide. Yeah, so just 2 minutes left. Yeah, thanks for that, that great demo. I just want to talk a little bit about kind of the big picture. Abu mentioned sort of the split between open source DataHub and LinkedIn DataHub. You know, on the open source side, you have sort of the community engagement that is really attractive to us. On our side, we kind of set the bar really high in terms of scalability and in terms of having solutions for problems that you know, bigger companies have, things to do with compliance and so on. So I think every small company wants to grow into a big company. And there is some value in sort of propagating some of our solutions up into open source. So, you know, we will continue migration to React and GraphQL. We want to make it easier for us to contribute code into open source DataHub and, you know, consume community contributions. There's some good work to be done, I think, around interoperability, thinking about, you know, PDL versus GraphQL as a modeling language, supporting gRPC. You know, what if someone wants thrift and other things, kind of having general purpose solutions for around interoperability. Metadata models, there's kind of, again, a split between the open source models and our internal LinkedIn models. And I think there's value in bringing some of those closer together and propagating up some things, again, possibly around lineage, definitely around compliance and user privacy, and converging around no code as well, because we have also an internal proposal for no code metadata modeling and query interfaces, particularly for graph and search. Is what I've seen. I think there's a balance to be struck between the flexibilities, which is what we see on the open source side, and then robustness, which is something that's very important to us on the LinkedIn side. Having strong types, having, you know, strong schemas, being able to perform inference and there are advantages in terms of optimizations that you can think about as well. And I just added metadata and knowledge graphs because that's kind of my bias. I see a lot of companies building large-scale knowledge graphs, and they really don't have a good solution for managing their metadata. And so I see, DataHub is potentially, leading the pack as a data catalog for enterprise knowledge graphs. And that is about it, unless there are any questions.